That is why you've let me off with a warning.
Basically, we're moving from here, we're going to march up, and we're going to go to the police station. When do we want them?
What do we want?
It's obstructing the train.
That's the charge.
That's the charge.
We've been charged with causing obstruction to the train under an obscure act in 1827. God, it must have been the first train.
I was a bit nervous on the police van, but because I haven't been on that position before. That's my panic of burn now.
A lot of my own political views actually come from the readings of people like Malcolm X, who is somebody who I greatly admire, and I'm really into a lot of the black issues, and I think that because the disability rights movement is a very young civil rights movement, we're having to learn off the other civil rights movements.
I think for the same reason that Martin Luther King was driven to that, because what they'd found was that it didn't matter how polite you were and how reasonable you were with people, that what you hadn't got was people's attention.
There's a whole history of anger, frustration, humiliation, just sort of sheer wanting to scream at so much that happens to disabled people that non-disabled people actually find it very difficult to conceive of, because often they're at the kind of delivering end of it.
It's my world as well. And it's possible. Fuck the system.
So often we're split apart by our impairments, by charities, for example, and yet here we were working together for one goal, and that was civil rights and accessible public transport.
A train station here, like this, and in here we've got one road, and in here is the bus station.
If we get sort of 5 or more of us tomorrow, then I think they won't let us out the hotel Saturday.
No, exactly.
What might arise is the issue of toilets.
Take a bucket.
You tell people tomorrow morning, right, that to don't start having 2 gallons of coffee before you go out, and have a piss before you go.
Yeah, but not everybody can do that, can they?
No, there is an accessible loo on the train station. There's a public accessible toilet here, in the hotel. Like tomorrow morning I'll sip a half cup of coffee, and that's all I'm having.
I mean,
all day until I get back to the
I mean, I'll have a cup of coffee and that's it, like.
I've been to so many conferences with people where it's never really quite happened like this.
Dan has come under attack from some disabled people, accusing them of alienating public support.
Dan has not alienated the public. Just the opposite. I think Dan has done more in the last few months for disabled people than many disabled organisations, and I've been involved with a few. We've not gone and sat behind a desk and written a little piece of paper and sent it to the press and hoping God to pray they'll print it. No, we haven't done that. We've turned around and said, oi, let's get out in the streets, let them see us. And when they see us, then maybe they'll start understanding what we're about.
People have said to me, you're a disgrace, you shouldn't be doing this, you're giving the rest of us a bad name. And I'm very glad to hear it, because I would think we weren't having an impact if people weren't saying that. I mean, I think it's brilliant when they say it, because I think, good, we're getting some emotion going, we're getting people thinking about this.
In one sense, all Dan's trying to do is create public opinion. I don't mind if the public don't like us. Well, what I'd mind more is if the public didn't think about us.
The thing that I don't claim to be is representative of everybody, and that's where I differ from like the disability charities, because they claim they're representative.
Disabled people being out on the streets probably is hurting some people's egos that have been working with the traditional charities that are for disabled people. But that doesn't bother me. Actually, that means that we're having an effect if it bothers that kind of person, because yeah, we're going to offend some people.
April Fool's Day, Cardiff Central Bus Station.
What do we want? What do we want it? No! What do we want? What do we want it? No! We shall rise and gain our freedom. We shall rise and gain our freedom. We shall rise and gain our freedom. Because of our heart. We are building a strong union. We are building a strong union. We are building a strong union.
Only in Wales, you get a demonstration, people being arrested, and you've got the choir singing. Well, yucky down. This is wonderful.
I think people have been brilliant. I think people have just travelled down to Cardiff. They've really, really supported this action throughout, and I think we can't ask for more than that.
I'm very proud to be disabled.
They call us wheelchair warriors. We're kicking up some fuss, and we will keep on marching till you let us on the bus.
We're all an excellent way from having to do this. It's a shame.
That's my fan club.
You get arrested, mate, they'll just pull you out.
I reckon they're wicked.
Yeah?
Yeah. They want like lifts to get up on buses. Buses and that.
Yeah.
I reckon they're brilliant.
I don't like what we're doing, but you know, you've got to do it if you want to get somewhere, you know?
Yes.
Yes, all of us do.
Yeah, we do support them. They've got a very valid point.
I'm 19, so, you know, I've had to go down the career service, get a job and that. The career service says, welcome to all, but it's upstairs and there's no lift.
I support them 100%. I think they got a good point.
Because all I want is, like, for young children who are disabled or people who have car accidents and the rest of it when they're older, not to have the problems we've got, not to have the name calling and the prejudice and the lack of access to services.
Right, you two people in the jail, so that's where we're going. Eddie and Lance, free our people now.
Free our people.
If disruption's the only way we can get the people to listen to us, then disruption they'll have. And it'll get worse before it gets better. That I can assure you. Because each time this demonstration takes part, more people join in.
We all march back together, so either we can march from the jail, either we'll go that way, or you can bring them here and we'll wait here for you. Which you would like to do?
Yes, I support them, but I just don't think this is the way to do it.
Hey, two people were arrested earlier on. That'll be resolved now shortly.
And we're just negotiating now with the inspector that we'd like those people here on this march. And we're not going to move from here.
If they want to get on a train, they should be allowed to get on a train. They should have the facilities for them to get on the train or on the bus.
They're privatising all these companies now. They should put a percentage of their profits in for the facilities of disabled people, and that's it.
They can stop me getting to work.
I wouldn't care.
I'd still agree with
Because our
them.
mum was in a wheelchair, we had to take her by the taxi.
To get her into town, we had to get a taxi.
Hi, do you know what's going on here today?
They make the laws to shade us well. The clergy dazzle us with them, or they damn us into hell. Just been told that our two prisoners are on the way back.
And the last time I came here, I was really oppressed. And now I feel really liberated.
It goes to prove that disabled people can organise themselves. Well, personally, it's done me great. It's certainly done me great.
Well, you certainly feel empowered by the whole situation. Because you have disabled people acting en masse, so therefore, you know, any group like this is stronger than the sum total of its individuals.
We are people!
What's it like, Lance?